Good morning. Welcome to my conservatory, my portable kitchen. I'm just cooking something that needs a hob today, so it's lovely in here. You can see the garden and everything. It's a pasta dish. It's a quick one. I promise you it's a quick recipe. I know I go on a bit and they end up being like 15 minutes long. This isn't, and I've made a start already. I've got my electric wok on. It can be a frying pan. And I've just chopped up one onion and put 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil in there. And that's starting to heat up. With an onion, I've said it before in recipes, what you want to try to avoid is burning it. So if you cook it too fast, it crisps up, which is pretty okay with a hot dog or a hamburger. But in dishes and with sauces, what we're looking for is for the onion to go sort of soft and translucent, a bit see-through, and that's when it gives off its sugar. It has sugar in it, natural sugars, and it creates the sweetness that we look for in the overall flavour of the finished dish. So that's it, it's soft, moderate heat. I've just got that going. I'll just run through the other ingredients. Well, I'll tell you what I'm calling this. You can call recipes anything you like, and I'm calling this one, it's a cross between Italy and Russia, alright, going across Europe. It's a garlic mushroom spinach pasta. If you don't have the spinach, and this is all I have, it's a tiny amount, it will squash down to nothing. If you don't have any spinach in the house, then don't think about going off and buying it, because you can just put that to one side. I'll pretend I haven't got it for now. And now we're going to call this dish garlic mushroom pasta. Spaghetti in my case. I'm just turning that down a bit. I don't want them to burn, remember. In my book, nothing really that's burnt's good for you. So I'm just doing that. And most people I know, bar one, love pasta in any form. That one is my husband, John. And he is a really fussy traditional eater, and he really doesn't like spaghetti. And I've got the spaghetti already. I've cooked a pan of spaghetti up, so this has just come out of the hot water. If you haven't got spaghetti, because I do know that getting pasta at the moment can be a bit of a challenge, if you've got any sort of pasta, whatever shape or format it is fine in here, obviously. I love a bit of pasta though. I like that spoon. I do. So that's fine now. So I'm going to put into there the mushrooms. The mushrooms can be any mushroom you've got. Yesterday I did this for my lunch and it was portobello mushrooms. This time I only have 7 buttons, and that's ample. Those go in there. You know, a lot of pasta can be just eaten with a drizzle of oil and some chilli flakes. You don't need lots of stuff to make a delicious dinner at all. So I'm just popping those in there. With mushrooms, I saw Simon Rimmer off the telly. I worked at the same festival as Simon Rimmer last year, and I was in the audience watching him, and he said that with mushrooms, to get that umami, is that the word? Flavour, to just let them cook without stirring them. And I don't know why, he didn't actually say, but I've tried to do that since then. It's a bit like trying not to eat a fruit pasta with chewing it. Ooh, you can't suck it. Well, this one it's very difficult not to stir. But I'm letting it do that now while I chat. I've got the garlic. If you don't like garlic, don't put it in. And then it will become a mushroom, a mushroom pasta dish. It's just make it up, guys. Make it up as you go. You can put as much garlic or as little garlic as you wish in here. And you can obviously use tubes, dry powder, or in my case I happen to have fresh, so that's great. And we don't want to put that in too early, because again, the thing that happens with garlic, if it gets burnt, if it catches, it goes really bitter, and it's not a nice flavour at all. So it just needs to be added a little bit later on. But I'm getting it ready now while I'm resisting the urge to stir the mushrooms. I was looking at the t-shirt I'm wearing. I should have tried to do a French dish, because I'm like France, aren't I, today? And I thought I'm going to have to start wearing hats. We'll all be wearing hats soon, because our hairstyles are going up the creek. Fortunately, I went grey about 2 years ago, so I don't have to worry about roots anymore. That's something. I'm going to stir them now. I think that I've given them enough time to just give off what they do is they start to give off their juices into the dish. I can smell them now, that's bad. Now it's safe, I'd say, to put in the garlic. Put that in the top there. I'm just giving that a minute. What I've got here, moving on, I've got 2 wine glasses. One was full of white wine, but I could have not resisted testing it. But I've got some white wine. If you don't want to put alcohol into your food, then don't. Just replace it with a little bit of stock or water. It's perfectly good. Now, I said earlier it's vegan, and the only reason it's vegan is because I used some almond milk yesterday for something, and there's plenty left. So I'm using in here, which makes it vegan. If you don't have this, just use ordinary milk's good. This is quite a thick milk. So if you don't have this, maybe a bit of yogurt or creme fraiche or cream, full fat, ideally. And I'm going to be putting that in there. I'll put the wine in first. With alcohol and wine and that, cooking, it's best to put that in and heat it so that, some would say that's a waste. It's not, because it just adds to the lovely flavour. So what we want to do with this now, I'm turning the heat up, and I want to get some heat behind the wine to cook out the alcohol, but leave the flavour. Alright, so that's what we do with those. So that's that. I've got some thyme, because I think mushrooms go really well with thyme or sage. If you don't have thyme, again, you don't have to put anything in. It's fine. Like I said, pasta's great with just a drizzle of oil, to be honest, and some salt and pepper. But anything you've got, whatever it is, a few people put maybe chilli flakes in here, jazz it up a little bit. I'm just putting about a teaspoonful. I don't want it to overwhelm. That's your thyme. And I've got a bit of a crush on mustard. I don't mean English mustard, that's very, very up your nose, isn't it? But this is a delicate one. This is Dijon mustard. Oh, Dijon is part of France. It's in Burgundy. It's the capital city of Burgundy. And they make mustard fields around and about. So I'm putting this in, because that's when you do a stroganoff, it's often used in that, along with wine. Again, you don't have to. I love doing this, making it up as I go along. So that's in. We're nearly finished, honestly, because as soon as the vegetables, be it in this case mushrooms and onions, are soft, then you're good to go. Got some salt and pepper, and you must be fed up of hearing me say you can go mad with the pepper, go mad, go wild in the aisles with the pepper if you like pepper. With salt, I try not to be too heavy-handed with salt. You can add it later. You don't have to use it if you're restricting your diet from salt. But I'll just put a little bit in, and then to taste later on. That's up to you. Now's the time for the cream element, the non-dairy, to make it vegan. And that's going in. I'm not putting all of it in, I'm just judging this situation. Mostly for the video, because I want it to be quick. And the more liquid I put in, the longer it's going to take to thicken down. Because to be honest, if you cook this at home, I'd say at this stage, do it for maybe 20 minutes, 15. And what will happen is, with any liquid, if you leave the lid off, it will reduce in volume. You'll hear chefs saying a reduction, and that's all that's happening. It's sort of evaporating and getting less and less, i.e. it gets thicker and thicker as you go. So that's what I'm doing now. Okay. Oh, you can see it. I've set up differently today in here and it's working out. So did I show you? I did. That was, but you can use soy, oats, this is almond, whatever you fancy. This is for garnish. I've got a tiny, tiny weeny bit of parsley from the garden. It's coming back from last year. It's seen spring and it's starting to shoot. So that's lovely. So that's going there. The last thing, so I've done this spaghetti, and I'm going to put in the spinach. If you've got the spinach, put it in at this stage. That's going to wilt down. Wilting as in, yeah, a bit of that, a bit of Popeye food. In here we've got carbohydrates, which is I'm not a nutritionalist, but I do know a tiny bit. The pasta's given us the carbs. The mushrooms have got their own set of vitamins. We've got the calcium, I think, sure. And then we have the spinach is full of iron and other vitamins, but in particular iron, it's good. It's excellent. There we are. And then, to top it off, literally, I'm putting in, I might not put all of this in, just separating it is a test. It will rehydrate because it's gone sticky, but that's alright. Do you know what? I'm going to go for it. Because John doesn't like this. So this is going to be my lunch for a few days. Because what I'll do is, obviously I'll eat it today, and then I'll pop it into a Tupperware or something, and keep that in the fridge and get a portion out. I like it cold, but I'm funny like that. I can eat a lot of... I lived in Greece for a while, and a lot of their food is served at room temperature. Because I suppose if you're living in a roasting hot country, you don't want it, do you? You don't want the heat. So I'm quite used to it. But hot or cold, however you want it. This is pretty much finished now. Oh, and shall I? I'm going to just put a bit more in. So I feel a bit reckless. And that. And if I hadn't been talking to you, it would have been on your plates sooner than this. So you can if you want, but I'm not putting cheese in because I'm keeping it vegan. You can get vegan cheese, but if you're not, then obviously a lot of people like to put a bit of parmesan on the top of the pasta because it's the thing you do. And I'm turning that off with my heat sauce, and I've got this gadget and into the serving. See how, you know, this is, you know how easy is this to make? Easy as easy could be. I'm just going to bring it round, so I'm going to just tip all the best bits. All the best bits. Go on there. And then if I was a bit of parsley, bless it. A little bit of parsley. So you put this on the table as that. And then I've got a little matching dish, and a portion of it would go as an individual, unless you were feeling particularly peckish. And move a bit of the clutter away. And put that away. And here we are. That is delicious. Please try it. Let me know what you think. And until next time, stay safe, stay home. Bye for now.